Your home's been sitting on the market for months. You haven't had any buyers, any decent offers. You've had maybe a bunch of investors or some really low ball offers, a lot of tire kickers. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can take your home off the market and relist it the right way. Welcome back to my channel. I'm King Jerome and I'm the FSBO coach. And on this channel, I love to show you homeowners how to sell properly for sale by owner. I am a Wisconsin realtor, and that is my passion, is to show you guys how you can do this because you honestly do not need us. So your home's been sitting on the market for months. You haven't had much traffic. Maybe you have, but a lot of people been lowballing your offers. You're just not getting the results that you thought that you'd be getting. And at this point, like many homeowners, a lot of them start to feel the pressure that maybe my friends and family and the local realtors who keep calling me and telling me I'm not going to be able to do this without a realtor are right. Don't let that get to you. I promise you, don't let that get to you. I like to teach a lot of sellers that the number one thing that's important when it comes to selling your home on your own is your mindset. Because there's so much stuff that goes on behind closed doors, especially for us as realtors. It's not only simply opening and closing doors. And by now, if you're watching this and this is resonating with you, you have discovered that yourself. You got to handle marketing. You got to handle everything, pictures. You got to do it all. When people call, answering questions, and sometimes you may find yourself answering the same questions multiple times over and over, and it starts to get frustrating. And then trying to become available for showings, and then people don't show up. Same thing with open houses. I get it. It's a lot. So what you want to do, if you want to take your home off the market, you can. Just simply go remove it if it's on the MLS, and say you paid your local MLS to do that. Just speak to them, have them take it down temporarily. If they ask you why, you just say you don't really have to give much of a reason. If you want to take it off the market, get it off the market. What you want to do, you want to regroup. Okay, let's say you did that, you get it off. If you're running any ads or anything like that, you shut them off. And let's say you just stop sharing it on Facebook because, in all honesty, you've probably become very, not embarrassed, but very unmotivated, and it's honestly draining. It's very emotionally draining, the whole real estate process. And that's something I always tell my clients, like, hey, just be prepared that right now, especially for buyers who aren't aware of it, if you're a first time home buyer, for example, I might tell them, hey, I know right now you looking at homes and stuff, it's all cool and stuff, you're having a good time, but I promise you, once the offer is accepted, everything, your emotions are going to be all in a bunch, in knots. Your stomach is going to be in knots because of how emotional this whole process is. And it's the same thing for you guys right now. So you take it off. The first thing that I want you guys to do, once you have it off, I need you to relax. I need you to relax. Do not beat yourself up. That's the last thing that I want you to do. Do not try to tell yourself or let other people get in your ear talking about, I told you you couldn't do it. I told you this was way harder than you thought it was. I told you it's not that simple. Even other realtors that will tell you, see, this is why you hire a professional. You could have got it sold in a month. Do not shut all that out, okay? Shut all of that noise out. I need you to regroup. And what we're going to do are a couple things. Number one, we're going to start from the top. Who is your home more, who's the ideal person or group of people that would live in your home? When I say that, I'm trying to get you thinking about your marketing, right? So what type of people? If you live in a 4-bedroom house, 2-bath, I'll ask you a simple question. Do you think a single couple will live there, or do you think a family of 2 or 3 might live there? Right? If you live in a condo, Who's more likely to live in a condo? A family of six, or maybe a young professional or a couple, retirees, people downsizing, right? You, with these little few examples, you're seeing a little bit of the difference of the type of people who would be more likely to want to be in your home. Now, your next question might be, well, King, how do you even filter out those people to come look at your home? That's a great question. And the way you do this is all in your messaging. Because what you want to do, you want to write your descriptions, you want to write everything about your home in a way that speaks to that specific type of person or people without necessarily calling them out, right? So, for example, let's go back to the same 4 bedroom house example. This is a perfect yard for the kids. This living room was great for Christmas parties and Thanksgiving celebrations to have the whole family together. Right there, you're already eliminating a lot of people who may not necessarily fit that criteria. Now, if we're going to a condo, this is a perfect place, to downsize. Great. Say you're in Florida and you're close to like one of those golf cart communities. I'm like, great community, plenty of golf courses nearby, uh, 55 and up, friendly locations, something like that. Because now, again, that description is not going to fit the one for a family looking for somewhere to live. So you're going to push them away, but you're going to attract maybe retirees, single couples, people 55 and older. So this is what we like to do when it comes to marketing. And mind you, not all realtors do this. Not all realtors do this because I love explaining to people that I don't care what your realtor tells you, how long they've been doing it. Oh, I've been doing this 20 years. I've been doing this 30 years. But a lot of them are not good marketers. And that's what you have to be. You have to be a good marketer, and it doesn't have to be super complicated. Because when the right person with the financing comes across your house and they like it, they're going to put an offer. So all you got to do is just get your listing in front of the right person. That's it. It sounds a lot easier than done, and I get that and I understand that. But I'm telling you, the concept itself is that easy. It doesn't have to be overcomplicated. There is not this giant magic secret that realtors are trying to hold, even though some of them might make it seem that way. It's not. It's this simple. Next thing we want to look at is where were you pricing your home? Right? So I have a couple videos where I talk about pricing and how to price it properly. There are a lot of realtors, and this would be a suggestion I would do for you. I would tell you. If you have a realtor that's offering, because if you're selling for sale by owner, you for sure have a bunch of realtors calling you nonstop, you know, about trying to get them to list for trying to get you to list your house with them. If they're willing to give you a CMA or comparative market analysis, let them do that. That way, when they give it to you, you don't have to list with them. But if they give that to you, you can see at least where the baseline might be, like a good ballpark of where you should be listing. Okay? Because comparables are all based on similar homes to yours, down to square footage, bedrooms, bathrooms, the location, and where they've sold in the last, 90 days, in the last 30 days, 90 days, up to 6 months, sometimes even a year in your area, usually within a half mile, mile, 2 miles, depending how widespread your area is or how very close in terms of buildings and stuff. For example, I'm in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Green Bay is a lot more spread out versus Chicago, Illinois, where you have a lot more homes very close together. So 1 mile radius in Chicago is very different from a 1 mile radius here in Green Bay. So that's the stuff you got to take into account. So we got the description, we got pricing. The next thing we want to go check out is how's the presentation looking like? What does your house physically look like? I know that there's a lot of sellers who say you don't necessarily want to put in much work, or maybe you're in a situation where you lived in your home for years and you really haven't done much maintenance to it, right? Um, but you know your home is worth something. You need to help the perception of your home. Number one, getting good photos. Don't just grab photos from your phone. This is one of the few things where I highly, highly, highly recommend that you hire this out. Get a photographer to come take pictures of your home. The next thing that I would highly recommend is even a fresh coat of paint on your home can do so much wonders for the sale of your home. Because even just smelling the paint, like it's like a psychological trigger for a lot of buyers. Trust me, I'm telling you. I walk with buyers through homes, and when they can smell that fresh paint, they're like, "Oh yeah, it looks like they've been doing some work." Have you ever experienced that, or ever seen people experience that walking through homes? Like, "Oh yeah, it looks like they're doing some renovations or something like that." So it's like a psychological thing. Like, "Oh yeah, there may be some things wrong, but they're actively working to fix it." So doing that, make sure it's clean, right? Another thing that I see a lot of people make a mistake of, if you're showing your home, try to take out anything in your home that makes it look like someone lives there. What do I mean with that? If I walk into your kitchen and you have a coat rack and it's full of jackets, you got your dining table and say you got a computer, you got family photos up and stuff like that. Maybe leave the computer, maybe leave the coat rack, but take off the jackets, take off the photos, the family photos. Why? Because when a person is walking through there, when a buyer is walking through there, they want to imagine themselves living there. The furniture helps, right? If you have very nice furniture, very nice kept furniture, leave it in there. If not, take it out. You want to allow the buyer to be able to picture themselves living there real time because that's what helps sell the home. Now, let's say we fixed all of this. Let's say this takes you maybe 2, 3, 4 months and you're watching the market, right? Whether you're getting emails from a local realtor, if you're in Wisconsin, you're getting emails even from me that I send out every single week. And a local realtor should be doing that. And if you're not doing that, there are sites that I can tell you guys about um, that show you what the market is currently like in your area. You can even see it just simply going on Zillow, switching to sold instead of for sale, and you can change the time frame. Let's say the last 30 days, how have homes sold, and you can see the pricing for all of them in your area. That you'll have your baseline of where, like we were talking about with pricing. When you go relist your home, make sure you add a little sentence or something of why you took it off the market and why it's back. Why? Because there are people who will notice it. I, as a realtor, will notice it right away. Oh, this home was there and now it's gone and now it's back. There are buyers who may, if you have it listed on MLS and it feeds into Zillow, Realtor, Truly, all those websites. Maybe they liked your home and they just didn't get to go see it, and then they saw that it went offline. So maybe they assumed either it got sold or something happened, and now they see it came back. So it might be an assumption. Oh, maybe something went wrong. Something simple, not simple, but something typical that happens. A seller accepts an offer from a buyer, and the buyer can't come through with financing. Say their bank or whoever is giving them the loan denies them. Then the home goes back on the market, and then what the realtor will usually put on, home is back on the market due to buyer financing falling through. You can even write something, back on the market uh, after repairs were done or some renovations or something simple like that. A lot of this will really help. If you are still struggling with this and you're just wondering what could be going on, I actually have something I like to offer you, and it's a guide that I have about the three most typical FSBO mistakes that are killing buyer interest. Make sure you go down in the description below, go click on that link, and there you will get that PDF that I have, the ebook. It's a guide, and I break down, I detail those three major things that I see happening that you can implement those fixes tonight, and you can start seeing a difference. With that being said, I hope this video helps, and let me know in the comments below what other questions that you may have. If some of this didn't make sense to you, uh, I reply to every single comment, so I look forward to hearing from you guys. And with that being said, stay blessed by the best, and I'll see you guys around.